He never cheats, he never lies, he never cuts any corners, but he's still the bad guy. Isn't that incredible? Yeah, this is an awesome fight. I think this is going to be the funnest fight I've had for quite some time. The styles are going to gel excellently. The fans are going to be, they're going to be in for a treat. It can't be a boring fight, just from the way that we both fight. And the fight makes sense, two guys, at the top in the UK scene right now and on the world scene, so we're going to get in there, we're going to have fun.
Other fast food brands are available, but do you want to explain the jacket?
Oh, I forgot I was wearing this. This is, KFC are sponsoring me for this fight. They saw how well I made the weight in my fight, in my camp for Conor Benn, and they said to themselves, we want this guy on our team. So they're supplying unlimited KFC for me for the next 8 weeks, and it will be a part of my diet in the camp against Smith. It worked well against Conor, so if it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
How does this fight, in your mind, compare with the Conor Benn fight? Is this a more difficult fight in your eyes?
No, I don't think this is going to be a harder fight than Conor. Conor was, he was an unknown. He was unpredictable, young, and he was undefeated. That was going to be fiery. I think Liam is. I know what Liam is. There's nothing he's going to be able to do that is going to, confuse me or that I'm not going to see coming. I think that it's going to be a much more controllable fight and one that I'm going to be able to win with a fair amount of ease.
Liam, I'll give you immediate response to some of those claims. Chris clearly saying it's an easier fight for him compared to Conor Benn, and that he plans on eating fast food through the build-up to this one. So the floor is yours. What's your response to that?
That's just him being him. I told you that before. I said that in interviews. If he wants to feel that way, come in 55%, I'll wipe the floor on him. And he knows that. He's just playing the game that he always plays. You come in that way. What are you paying Roy Jones for then? You never paid him for Conor.
Roy Jones is a legend. I have to have him in the camp.
You never had him for Conor.
Yeah, because it was Eubank.
You could pay yourself for Conor. Why are you paying money if I'm an easier fight? I wouldn't be paying money.
Money isn't an issue. It's the fact that I want Roy in my corner for this particular fight.
Why?
Why not?
Why didn't you have him for Conor?
I just told you it was because it was Eubank Ben. It was the Eubank name was British. Roy's an American. It wouldn't have made sense for the story.
But your dad weren't going to be there either.
Well, Ronnie Davis was there. That's the man I needed.
Ronnie's always there, to be fair to him. Ronnie's a good man.
Yes, he is.
The rest is a fucking blade.
One of the best.
Yeah, Ronnie's a good fella. The rest is at sits. But you come in at 50%, please do.
Are you prepared to put a percentage of what you need to be?
Well, I've said it. I think 50% of what I can be would be enough to beat Liam. Like I said, he's predictable. There's nothing that he's going to do on the night that I can't foresee. He's an old dog in the game. I guess I am too. But I know the fighter that Liam is. I've sparred with him. I know what he's capable of, and that's why I say it's an easier fight than what Conor was, because we still don't really know what Conor was capable of, and he has that fire and he has that undefeated spirit in him.
You said you can't remember the spars, Chris. So how do you know it's easier than Conor?
I know we sparred. I don't exactly remember what happened in the spar. I know I sparred your brother before I sparred you. But I don't particularly remember how it went. I think...
Are you trying to make out you sparred me brother then got straight in with me, or you sparred me brother 2 days before you sparred me?
I'm pretty sure I sparred him and then you.
No, you never. Stop lying. And Ronnie will tell you sparred me, brother, and 2 days later you sparred me. So don't tell lies. If you want to be honest, just be honest.
I'm not lying. I actually don't remember. I don't remember the spars, which is why it would have been uneventful. It would have just been another day in the office. Just another piece of meat that was in there for me to.
Why did you put a rematch clause in? Or was it you're going to blame your team? Why is there a rematch clause in this and there's not a rematch clause in the Conor Ben fight? Answer.
This is business. Anything can happen.
Why is there not a rematch clause in the Conor Ben fight?
Ask my promoter.
Colour?
To be fair, Liam, on this one, I called the card here, but I put the clause in.
Listen,
and that is business.
Anything can happen.
So, Carla, do you think this is a
As you know, I've had a few fights with your family, and as you know, I love a rematch clause.
Paul? For those that love boxing bingo, sparring is sparring, the oldest cliche in the book, but what's your recollection of the spars that you had?
I'm confident in the way the spars went, which is why I took this fight. I know Chris stylistically is fit, good athlete, again, not very fundamental, makes loads of mistakes. And again, if Chris were in the middleweight, it wouldn't really be a question who wins this fight.
You were very vocal when you signed with Boxer and Ben Shalom. That's the fight that I want. Chris took a different route, and you were very vocal at the time, saying he would rather fight a welterweight than fight me. Did you believe, or do you believe now, that perhaps Chris is taking a fight that he didn't originally want to take?
I think I think to be fair, again, and give him too much credit, he's a fighter. He fight whoever put in front of him. But what I've just touched on, I know his whole team know this is a lot tougher fight for him, which is why the rematch clause got put in place. It was the same team who made the Conor Ben fight. Callum made the Conor fight too, but didn't put a rematch clause in that. So I just think the whole team know. I know Ronnie knows, but Chris is just playing the game when he wants to always play.
I think Callum knew this was a tougher fight.
I'm happy that the Conor Ben agreement's so public. I can't comment on a confidential agreement. What I would say is I would never let the A side go into a fight without a rematch clause in any fight, and that's got nothing to do with Chris. In fact, that is something that Chris didn't put in our agreement. That's something that I have, and that's what we have. We have a rematch clause in there because I have to protect our boxers. That's what we do, and your boxer will make a trip over a shoelace in the first round. It's all happened before. We've all seen it before, those who've been around the fight game long enough,
Does anyone actually care? I don't know why we keep talking about this. Like, alright, there's a rematch clause.
Easier fight, that's why we're just justifying it to you.
I mean, whether there's a rematch clause or not, it doesn't change the fact that you're not going to pose more of a threat than Conor Ben does, in my opinion.
But you stay on 50% then, and we'll soon see.
Yeah, we will see. We've got 8 weeks. It's going to be fun.
Chris, do you mind if I ask you, in terms of career CVs, how you feel that yours stacks up against Liam's?
I don't know. That's not really for me to say. That's for the fans to debate on. I'm not worried about who he's fought. I'm not thinking about the guys I've fought. I have a man in front of me, and I'm going to roast him like I always do.
Is he still a world-class fighter, in your opinion? He has been a former world champion.
Yeah, if you held the belt, you're always a world-class fighter, and he's held the belt, and he's had a few good wins in his last few fights. He's on a good run, as am I. So the fight makes sense. It's a fight the fans are asking for, and it's domestic, which is very important. So it's going to be a big occasion.
We're jumping around a bit, but will Roy Jones be joining your camp, and if so, when? Yes,
Roy will be in my camp for this fight. He will be travelling to the UK within the next few weeks.
Liam, in your mind, where and when did this rivalry begin? It's perhaps not a natural rivalry of a war of words that goes back years and years, but it has built slowly over the following months and the situation since October.
Yeah, it was just more when the names were linked, and obviously it was opponents for Chris, and my name was getting linked with him more and more and more, and then I thought the fight that makes sense, and then obviously after we'd sparred, I just knew the fight that could happen, and then obviously with the boxer link up and Sky, I mean, it was quite easy to make, and obviously it's a fight I'm confident in, which is why I took.
That was the deal. What then, maybe the business deal took a little longer, but we got there amicably. And here we are, and we have an absolute blockbuster to start the year. So let's all get on, let's all be happy. You're going to see 50% of Junior, you're going to see 100% of Liam, and you're going to have the Colonel as well. So, I mean, it sounds fantastic. That's box office, isn't it? That's what we want to see. We want to see big fights. It's big fights that stand out at this time, at this hard time around the country. So you have to be careful what fights are really the big fights. Eubank Smith wasn't made by Ben, by Sky, by me. It was made by the fans. The fans have talked about this fight. Whenever, and I'm only going to spend 1 second, and please, no questions on this today as well. We've had enough talk about Ben. We're talking about the future. In my miserable week of desperation and Eubank suffering the most, the undercard of that horrible week, this was the fight that arose from the ashes immediately. This was the fight to go and make. This was the fight that would get him out the blocks as quickly as possible. One British blockbuster for another, and here we are, and we're delighted. I'm, as a promoter, delighted to be putting on with Ben, with Sky. But Junior, believe me, there wasn't no looking. He wasn't. It wasn't a. I called him out. I think the actual quote was, "Just another man, Callum. Just another man." Because I knew it was a spar. I said, "Well, how did the sparring go down? Give me some comfort, some confidence. Just another man." So, that's my being said. But I think it's a fantastic fight. I think it's got all the spices to get our juices flowing before the fight. But at the end, you buy a ticket, you buy a pay-per-view to witness a bit of history. You're talking about Manchester Arena, the scene of so many memorable fight nights. Been lucky to be involved in a few of them. I think this will be an absolute banger that night, and 50%, if he says it, he'll do it.
I'll invite both of you to address each other. Liam first. The Eubank chin is well known in all of British boxing. Do you believe that you can test that chin? And what would you say to Chris?
Of course, and if he's, he doesn't believe that, he's a fool, but he's got a good chin, he holds a good shot, and we'll see. But look, trust me, his chin will get tested and his body will be tested too, and if he comes through that, good luck to him. But he knows he's not stupid, he knows it's going to get tested either way.
Do you believe that you can knock Chris Eubank Jr. out?
Yeah, of course, I believe I can knock anyone out, especially with 10 ounce gloves on, and we'll see how. Chris is saying, whoever laughed as well, if he's sponsored by KFC, wow, don't. But if he wants to keep doing that, he doesn't make the weight as great as he makes out, put it that way, and it'll be tested if he does.
What would your message be to Lee and Chris? Do you believe that you can end this fight inside the distance?
I look to end every fight inside the distance. It's not going to change for this fight. Everybody always says that they can knock me out and they're going to do this and they're going to do that, and it never happens. But I understand he's got to put on a brave face for you guys. But yeah, it's not going to be, as Ben says, a 50-50 fight. I mean, and a lot of people say this, and it's incredible to me when this line keeps coming up. 50-50 fight, pick 'em fight. I haven't worked as hard as I've worked all these years to be on the same level as guys like Liam Smith. I think I deserve a little bit more respect than that. I've paid my dues. I am what I am, and
paid your dues. You got a proper leg up because of your name.
Well,
you got a leg up because your dad was a superstar back in the day. You got a leg up, to be fair to you.
Don't talk like them, because you're not.
Like who?
You like them, like the haters, like the armchair critics. You're not them. You know better than that. You know, this is not about names. It's not about leg ups and you wouldn't be where you are because you're old man. That's
Well, Chris, you've just said you look to finish every opponent, so
it's played out.
we go back to Marcus Morrison. You said you wanted to carry him because because it was right. Then you've just how many times put Liam Williams down? 4, was it?
Yeah, listen, it's,
And he's seen points and made it half a close fight. Like,
well, listen, I had an injury and I got through it. You know, with Marcus, it was my first fight back after COVID, and I wanted to get the rounds in. With you, as soon as there's an opening,
you fucking better finish me, put it that way.
Yeah, you're gonna be on the cameras, and you know how to give up as well, which is another reason why I say you're going to be easier than Conor. You know, Conor, if he got put down, he would rightly or wrongly he would get straight back up. You know how to take a knee and look at your corner and shall I get up at 9? And all right, it's 9. Let me get back up now and try again.
That's a lie, Chris, but
You know how to
play
on the game.
I was on my back, and the count only got to 5. So stop talking shite again.
I'm just saying you know how to lay down like the old dog that you are, and that's what you're going to do on the night. You're going
know
lay
how to
down.
lose every time you step up to someone with good fundamentals. You've lost.
Come on, listen. Don't speak like them because you're not. You know better.
You've lost them.
And for somebody who has losses on their record, you know, it's obscene for you to even to talk like that. So just stop, please. It's embarrassing.
It's real. You think you're a fucking superstar and you're far from it.
I never said I was a superstar. I'm just a guy.
You talk like you are. You're far from
I'm
it.
just a guy in a KFC jacket trying to make a living. Okay. Calm down over there.
One thing that Chris said to you, Liam, was that all he does is the fundamentals. Do you believe the fundamentals, or your fundamentals, are good enough to beat a 50% Eubank Jr.?
Do you want me to answer the question to beat a 50% Chris Eubank Jr.?
Yeah.
No, I'm not going to answer a 50% Chris, because you know full well, and everyone in this room knows he's not saying on 50%, and it baffles me the people who laugh when he says he's going to do it. He turns up at 50%, like I said, I'll wipe the floor with him.
Can you guard against him getting under your skin? Is he getting under your skin?
No, again, that's just Chris being Chris. I said this to you since the first interview I'd done on him. We knew he'd play this game, and we knew as soon as he seen me say he can't be 60%, he's gone better again and said 50, and that's just him being him. He's just so predictable, it's laughable.
I'm intrigued by something that you said there, Chris, was that you still feel that you aren't respected, that you still strive for that respect. Do you feel that you are disrespected within British boxing, within the wider circles?
I don't know. It's, you know, I've dealt with this for so long now that it's not even something I think about or care about even. People are always going to say what they want to say. They're always going to think what they want to think. Whether I get my credit or not, at this stage now it's irrelevant. Now all I have to do is give the fans what they want, whether they like me or whether they don't like me. You know, I want to be in big fights. I want to be in fights that the fans want to see and get behind, and you know, and win. And that's what we will do in 8 weeks' time.
Let's start wrapping up with predictions. And Callum Sowland, I'll come to you first.
I was just sitting there thinking, looking at Callum and Paul, and thinking we've done, I don't know, probably 5 fights together in total. It's very different with Liam. I know Liam obviously many years as well, but I do think that he's a bit under your skin already. I don't think he would be under Callum's. I don't think he would be under Paul's. But
then just got all the yours sitting there. Like
it's the chalk and cheese here that's going to make the. That's the build-up. Anyway, that's the build-up. I think fighting-wise, I think we got the experience. I think we got the youth. I think we got the speed. I think we got the skill set and the size. Sorry, Liam.
Same to you then.
Look, I know for a fact that Calla and Chris would have preferred Conor Ben, would have preferred Felix Catch.
I'm not fighting him.
Would have preferred.
I'm very happy not to be fighting.
There's a reason. There's a reason. There's a rematch clause in this one, and there wasn't in any other one. Anyone in boxing knows that.
Ask the Smith family. Ask the Smith family. Paul, how many rematches did you have against Arthur Abraham in your contract? Was it 4 or 5? I can't remember what I put in there. Was it 17? There you go. 17. That is one of my, like Chris has trademark left hooks, I have trademark rematch clauses. You've got a light one, actually. You've got a very confident one. It's only one. It's not 17 like Paul. I was much more worried about Paul against Abraham. It's good that I took that one as well. So, no. The rematch clause, do not read into that rematch clause. That is a business thing, and I will continue to do it.
For me, this is the hardest fight Junior's had since George Groves. I think he's stepping up again. I think he's stepping up against the best Liam Smith will have seen. And he's going to have to do something he's not done before, which is beat a world-level fighter. And whether he can do that or not, we'll see. But that's what's on the line on January 21.
Liam, Chris, same question to both of you. The lights come down at the AO Arena. The ring empties out. 20,000 fans at a sold-out arena. How does this fight go in your mind?
I'd stick a Liam Smith win. The fight, I'll be 100% ready January, and that's why, that's why I push for it to be January. And I know I'd turn up 100% fit. I'd be Chris Eubank Jr.
Chris?
Yeah.
Final message to each other?
No, there's no final message. I'm going to be seeing the guy, for the next 8 weeks. So yeah, the final message will be on the night when I'm standing over him with my hand raised. Good luck. Thank you.
Well, thanks to everybody at the top 10.